So we are working on problem number 14. Please follow along as I read the problem to you. Some students prepare 3 different snacks. They make 1/8 pound bags of nut mix, 1/4 pound bags of cherries, and 1/6 pound bags of dried fruit. If they buy 3 pounds of nut mix, 5 pounds of cherries, and 4 pounds of dried fruit, how many of each type of snack bag will they be able to make? So even though there is one question mark, there are actually 3 parts to that question. I need to find out how much of each type of snack bag they will be able to make. That each is a very important word. So I need to write sentences for each type of bag that I'm going to make. So notice I have those 3 sentences. I need to know how many bags of nuts, how many bags of cherries, and how many bags of dried fruit the students will be able to make. So again, it was one question mark, but there were 3 parts to it. It's very important to close read the problems. So if I take a look and I think about my nuts, let me start off with those. So if I look and I think about my nuts, I know that I am starting with 3 pounds of nut mix, and then I need to separate it into 1/8. So what I need to know is how many 1/8, how many pieces the size of 1/8 are in 3. So I need to know how many eighths are in 3. Well, 1 unit or 1 pound would be 8 bags. So that means that 3 units or pounds would be 8 times 3, which is 24. I could also set this up as a division problem and do 3, starting with 3 whole pounds, and I'm going to divide it into 1/8 bags. So remember, I can do stay, the 3 stays, change to multiplication, reciprocal, 8 over 1. So I need to have 2 fractions. I'm going to put the 3 over 1, and I multiply my numerators. I get 24. My denominator is 1. So either way, I end up with 24 bags of nuts. And does that seem reasonable? Yeah, if I have 3, yeah, it does. I'm going to get 8 out of each pound. So now I'm going to do the same thing for the others. I need to now figure out my cherries. So when I go to my cherries, okay, I'll do the cherries here. Now notice I'm labeling my work so that anybody can follow what I'm doing. All right, even though I might have to go to different places, people can tell what work I'm doing where. So I'm starting with 5 holes. And I need to know how many pieces, how many fourths are in each. So if I take my 5 holes and I divide it, I can see that 1 pound equals 4 bags. Okay? So that would mean that if I have 5 pounds, I can do 4 times 5, and I would get 20. Again, I could do the division where I'm starting with 5 pounds, and I'm dividing it into 1/4 bags. So I can do 5 over 1, stay, change to multiplication, 4 over 1, and I would get 20 by doing the stay, change, reciprocal. So either way, I end up with 20 bags of cherries. So now for my dried fruit, I'm just going to go straight to the division. I'm going to label my problem, my work, fruit, and I'm starting with 4 pounds, and I'm dividing that 4 pounds into 1/6 pound bags. So I'm going to stay, change, reciprocal. 4 stays the same. I am going to make it a fraction right away, change to multiplication, and then do the reciprocal. So I need to flip 6 over 1. I end up with 24 over 1 when I multiply my numerators. 4 times 6 is 24. 1 times 1 is 1 for my denominator. Remember the rule. You're multiplying your numerators by your denominators. So then I end up with 24 bags of dried fruit. So there I have my answer. Remember, it's 3 parts.
What do you want to eat tonight?